Hello everyone, it's Crystal. Today we're going to go over some common mistakes you may not realize that you're making, how these mistakes sound to native speakers, and what you probably meant to say instead. So let's go ahead and get into it. Are you going to sleep at 9? What's wrong here? First, we should define what sleeping is. So sleeping is when you are resting, usually in a bed, but you can sleep in other places too, like a chair or on the floor. You close your eyes and you rest for some period of time. In our example, are you going to sleep at 9? The reason why it sounds strange is because we cannot control when we fall asleep. So we cannot say that we are going to go to sleep at a specific time. We usually use the term go to sleep when we are already in bed and we are trying to sleep, but we are not sleeping yet. So if my son is in bed but having some trouble sleeping, I could say to him, "You really need to go to sleep. Do you need anything?" Or I might tell my husband who is in bed but not sleeping, "Get off of your phone and go to sleep already." In our example, are you going to sleep at 9? This is the kind of question most people will ask before the other person is in their bed. Usually from another room, like the living room or the kitchen. So what you probably meant to ask was, are you going to bed at 9? Going to bed is the action where you decide to go over to your bed and get in. You can decide when you want to go to bed, so you can use a specific time. This is why we can use go to bed instead of go to sleep in this kind of question. When we talk about sleeping, we also need to remember the term fall asleep. This is the moment where you go from being awake to sleeping. So we use the term fall asleep much more often than go to sleep. For example, instead of "I went to sleep around 10, we would probably say "I fell asleep around 10. I went to bed around 9, but I didn't fall asleep until 11. So at 9, you walked over to your bed and you got in, and then maybe you used your phone for some time and laid there, and then finally around 11, you finally fell asleep. Do you have a plan this weekend? This is a very, very common mistake I hear. It sounds like you are asking if I have a solution to some kind of problem, instead of asking me what my schedule is. The main reason why this sentence sounds confusing is because having a plan is different from having plans. A plan is a set method of achieving something or a way to solve a problem. The manager said to come up with something by today. Do you have a plan? This is asking if I have a detailed solution to the problem. When talking about a new project, I might say, "I don't have a plan yet. I will work on it later today." In our example, you are probably asking if the other person is busy this weekend. So in this case, you probably meant to ask, "Do you have any plans this weekend?" When you have plans, you have decided to do some activity. I am free this weekend. Do you have any plans? This is asking whether you're busy or not. If you don't have any plans later, would you like to grab dinner with me? When you talk about your future plans, you can also use the term be planning to express your future intentions. What are you planning to do this weekend? I am planning to go to the movies with my friend. I was planning to learn how to play the piano, but I just haven't had much time recently. If you have the hiccups, you should stop breathing. This sentence sounds really funny to me because if you stopped breathing, you would most likely die. Breathing is inhaling and exhaling. So if you stopped breathing, you will probably die soon. What you probably meant to say was, hold your breath. Holding your breath is when you intentionally stop breathing for a short period of time. Let's compare these sentences. The patient stopped breathing, so paramedics performed CPR immediately. How long can you hold your breath underwater? Hurry up and put on your clothes, or we'll be late for the party. If you said this sentence to me, it would probably be a bit shocking because this can sound like I have no clothes on. So first, we have to understand what put on clothes means. So putting on clothes is the physical action of placing clothes on your body. So unlike Korean where there are many terms, in English we use put on for most everything. Put on your jacket. It's cold outside. So especially when we are talking about a single piece of clothing at a time, we say put on. We also need to consider the term get dressed. This is the complete action of putting all of your clothes, shoes, etc. on your body. Please get dressed. Breakfast is almost ready. So in our example, hurry up and put on your clothes. If you are talking about a certain piece of clothing, like a jacket or shoes, you should say, hurry up and put on your jacket. Say the specific piece of clothing. Or if the person is completely not ready, like in their pajamas, for example, then we should say, hurry up and get dressed, or we'll be late for the party. This way, it sounds natural and not confusing to native speakers. If there is a topic or an expression in English that you're not so clear about, go ahead and leave it down below so we might cover it in a future video. As always, we hope you subscribe for new content, and until next time, bye!